this.
Welcome back to TPR Nation. This is your co-host, Micah Shalansky. And in this week's mini pod, Tips from the Trenches, I wanted to talk about second opinions, right? This is a really common strategy that we've seen used time and time again with, encouraging people to get second opinions, right? And it's a great way that I know that I've gotten a decent amount of new clients from as well. They wanted to get a second opinion. We were able to show and articulate everything that we did that their current advisor is not doing and been able to pick up the business. And it works out really, really well. So there's a phenomenal strategy that's there for that. But actually, I want to talk about the opposite side of that. What happens when someone gets a second opinion on your work? What is it going to look like? Right? We so often look at what we would do for a client, etc. But what if someone took your stuff and went out to another advisor to get a second opinion? What would that advisor say? Now, reason I bring it up, this has happened to me several times. And guess what? I love it. This isn't just hype, right? I do not care. This is great. A client wants to get a second opinion with anything that I've done. I encourage them. Go for it. Knock yourself out. That advisor has questions. Feel free to contact me. Happy to chat with them. And if they have found something I have missed, I would love to learn about that. This is really important to encourage clients when they're thinking about a second opinion that's going to happen, and encourage them to do it. Why? Because it's their choice anyways. Always encourage a client to do something they have the choice to do, right? And there shouldn't be anything you're hiding. No, none of us have some secret sauce recipe we don't want anyone else to know. And I know I consistently deliver so much value to clients. I am not worried about that second opinion coming back, especially more than likely when I find what firm it's going to come from, I start worrying a lot less, but I know we consistently deliver value that's going to be there. So what are ways that you can take and approach this, right? What I'd encourage you to do is go back and take a second opinion on your own stuff that you've done. When a client comes and they want a second opinion or they go out for a second opinion, how are you going to handle that conversation? And the reason this came up, it happened to me recently with a client. We're going through retirement planning, et cetera. And he's kind of sheepish on the phone. So it's kind of asking, what's going on, et cetera. And then he lets me know he's doing a second opinion and he really doesn't want to offend me. Wasn't sure how to bring it up. And I was like, you know what, Bob, that's absolutely okay. I think it's a great idea. You're getting a second opinion. I know if I had a medical issue, I would go get a second opinion. So I don't see any problem with it. And by the way, I don't feel you're cheating on me, just to be clear, right? This is your money. Let's make sure your retirement is fully empowered. So empowering them to do that. But have you ever looked at your stuff, how another advisor is going to look at it? How would they pick it apart? Because if I get a second opinion, right, what am I going to do? Well, assuming it's an ideal client, I want the client to leave that advisor and come work with me because I'm going to deliver more value. So that's what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to go through all my 5 areas of financial planning and I'm going to say, great, I'm sure your advisor had talked to you about updating your beneficiary designations, right? I still see some of those are missing. Oh, I still see your will's out of place. I'm sure your advisor has chatted about that. Your first pension is going to change at 62. And I'm sure that's something that you chatted with your financial advisor about and he's taken care of and he has a strategy to replace that income. I'm sure you have a strategy to maximize your Social Security benefits, or what's your advisor's strategy for reducing income taxes into retirement, right? These are questions I'm going to ask when I'm evaluating someone else for a second opinion. Well, these are questions they should be asking on me if the shoe's on the other foot, right? Have you pre-answered these questions? And this gets to our dishwasher rule, right? Now, if you're a first-time listener, you're not familiar with the dishwasher rule, email firsttime@theperfectria.com, and you're going to get some great information, kind of the top things, 4 or 5 episodes, 4 or 5 things you need to know in order to be kind of up to speed with our terminology. So this is the dishwasher rule right here. If I have done an analysis on taxes for a client and I have not communicated that with a client and another advisor brings it up and says, hey, what's your advisor's strategy for handling reducing your income taxes in retirement? And my client says, I don't know. They've never talked to me about it. Well, I've done the work. Well, me as the financial advisor over here, right? Well, I've done that, but if I haven't communicated, I get no credit for it. So these are things you actively have to be communicating with the client because they will remember about 1/10 of the things you say when they are asked in the time, right? We always get that joke when clients are in your office, everything makes sense, they're good to go, etc. When they leave, they're like, well, crap, when Mike explained that, it made a ton of sense, but now how does it work? Those are the same things they're going to find when there's second opinion. So go back and look at everything that you're putting together. How does that work from a second opinion standpoint? If another advisor is digging into it, tearing it apart, doing any of those things, what's it going to look like? How good are you going to show that you're checking all the boxes that you're supposed to do? And until next time, happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife.